3, 2, 1, boom. And we are back with another episode of Socratic Gamers. Unlike a Socratic dialogue, this is a movie review. So expect tons of spoilers and disproportionate scoring on my end.
Okay.
Okay. So we checked out Aladdin yesterday.
Yes.
We're like, oh, this is probably... Well, what were your initial thoughts going into the movie?
Going into the movie, I thought, I just wanted to really see what the genie CGI was like.
So your entire... so you went into this movie thinking, oh, I really want to see what the genie CGI is?
We all know the story.
Okay. Okay, true.
We all kind of know the songs.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing was how well is Will Smith as Genie, basically.
That's what you were focusing on?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I was actually focusing on, I was like, I wonder how it's going to be a Guy Ritchie movie. So for me, the reason I was stoked to see this movie, because I really love Guy Ritchie movies, you know?
Right.
I didn't really care about Genie. I thought it was going to be kind of corny. But I was like, I wonder, like, from the commercials, it was like, okay, this looks kind of corny. You know, very, very childish. But then I was like, okay, but Guy Ritchie's really good at what he does. You know, he's got, like, the gangster movies on lockdown, so it's like, okay.
Yeah, you really liked King Arthur.
I loved King Arthur. That was so good. So after seeing King Arthur, I was like, okay, I wonder if Aladdin's going to be like King Arthur.
Right.
Like that gritty, you know, like tone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like a gangster, and then like, because he's from the streets, right? Aladdin's from the streets, so I thought that's what you're going to get. This is not what we got. We got a Disney movie.
Yeah, nothing but...
Like, we actually got a Disney movie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in a sense, it's like, watching a play.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying, right? It's a play, but in a movie format. That's what that is.
Totally, like the wide-angle shots, the long takes. Yeah. Like especially for, like, the song and dance numbers, they were, like, long shots.
Yeah.
But my initial thought was, like... Not my initial thought. My, like, afterthought after watching the movie was, like, then why did you hire Guy Ritchie? Like, Guy Ritchie's got a very specific tone to his films. Mm-hmm. So, like, you could have just hired anyone.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
You could have just hired, like, a really good director. Like, you chose the thing I like... I can't remember who said this, but, like, as an artist, you're hiring me for my eyes.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's who you should become. Like, you should strive to be so unique in your own vision that it's like, you're hiring me for my eyes. You know? Anybody can pull the trigger. I think it was Chase Jarvis. But, like, anybody can pull the trigger, but it's like, who can see the world the way I see it? And that's why you're hiring me.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But, like, I did not feel that from this movie. This felt like anybody could film this movie. You could have been like Joe Schmo film this movie. Like, oh, that's cool. But when you said, like, Guy Ritchie, it's like, you expected a Guy Ritchie film. Well, I expected one.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
I don't know. Thoughts? Did you feel it? Like, you don't like Guy Ritchie movies, do you?
No, I do like Guy Ritchie movies, but okay. I didn't. I just expected it to be, I guess, Guy Ritchie-ish, or like, well, let's see what he does with this.
So, like, was the bigger sell the Guy Ritchie movie or seeing the Genie? You know what I'm saying?
I think it was because of all the controversy around the Genie. I did want to see the Genie, but so that's why.
Okay.
And then
we forgot to score it. All right, let's score it first. Yeah. So usually we score it, talk about it, score it again to see if we swayed each other's opinion. My score is a 3.
No, I really had a hard time even wanting to give this a score, but you know, like I just wanted to think about like who the audience was for, right?
Okay, so.
Yeah, I mean, if it's for kids, they'll like it.
If it's all right, you know what? You're right. If it's for kids, I give this an 8.
Right. If
you're an avid moviegoer, it's a 3.
If you've seen Aladdin the cartoon as a kid and then watch it now as this movie, I think it's a 5.
Oh, that's not bad. So we're averaging a 4.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. All right, let's continue. So, where were we?
Or
whatever. So, what did you like about the movie? What did you not like about the movie? Let's go with what did you like about the movie first.
Only one thing.
What?
was Will Smith.
I agree. I totally, even though there was all this like Will Smith controversy over him, like, is he going to be blue and stuff?
Actually, it wasn't bad. Like, so even with the whole controversy, it's the genie part was actually not that bad.
Oh no, I really that saved the movie.
Yeah.
When the movie began, it was so boring. I was like, this movie sucks. Like the acting was. Let me just preface this. All actors are amazing. The fact that you got to do this is great. You are an awesome superstar.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a lot of work to go into filming. This is just a critique. And I am not an actor, so take it with a grain of salt. Anyways, that being said, I was like, oh, the acting is really poor. Like, it seemed very fake. It was like a play. Mm-hmm. You're right. Like, it was very play-like. It's like you didn't believe that these were the characters. You were like, you're just filling the role of Aladdin.
Right.
You know? And, like, it was so bad up until the genie showed up. As soon as the genie showed up, I was like, oh, this is entertaining again. Will Smith carried that movie.
Yeah.
He had us crying. Remember when he was like, we're waiting for you to tap his hand?
Yeah.
That was so funny. And then, like, he's like, in 10,000 years, I've never been this embarrassed. That was so funny, too. Like, he is a really good, like, he carried that movie.
Right.
Where, like, in the beginning, like, Aladdin was really awkward towards Jasmine, and it was just weird. But then when Aladdin was being awkward and the genie was there, he, like, made it acceptable that it was awkward.
Right.
He played with it,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
That's how I felt.
So, yeah.
It really was like a play. When they walked in and then he, like, she's like, oh, this is your humble abode. And then he, like, cranked that one thing, and then, like, it turned into, like, a nice...
It was such a play.
It's such a play. It's like
you
would see that in a play.
Yeah.
And then their costumes too were like overly saturated. You know?
Yeah.
The color.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, this is very like they were like using flat. It looked like a play. You're right. That's actually the perfect way to put it. It's like the vest that Aladdin had was like red and it was like very flat in color.
Yeah.
There was no like there was texture, but it was like you didn't adorn it with anything. It looked like it felt. It didn't even look like it had dirt on it. You know?
Right. Yeah. No.
It was like clean.
It was so
like,
clean.
It was a
Her
play.
teeth were so clean.
Yeah, that's true.
I was like,
too.
that threw me off. That doesn't make any sense. I thought he's a poor guy.
That's true. Yeah, he should have had cavities and stuff. Missing, you know. But anyways, so yeah. All right. So what else do you like about it?
Oh
or is
my
that
God.
it? Just the blue.
Okay.
Genius. Did you love the women empowered?
I mean, I knew they were going that line, like, after she said that.
Honestly, I thought the genie helped out when that one scene at the very end when she broke free and then she started singing the song and then everyone started disappearing. I'm like, wow, the genie, he overcame his struggles and he's helping her out. I swear to God. and then it turned out to be a dream and I was like, wait.
No, it was just,
then what the hell was the point of that?
Yeah, that was.
Why did you sing?
That's not
bro?
even. Was that even? That's not even part of the original Aladdin song, and it just didn't make sense.
I heard that song on the radio. I'm pretty sure.
Maybe
I think that was like the single for the movie.
Maybe, yeah. I just didn't. It didn't. Yeah, that part didn't make sense. Why would they disappear? Like.
Yeah, why would you disappear? It made no sense.
Yeah, that's. I mean, yeah, it's just.
And then when she was like saying like, "You were the son of blah blah, and you need to like decide now," and then her father was crying with happiness. It was like, come on, bro. And she's like, I need to lead these people. I was like, wow, this is a different take. All right, so I watched Guy Ritchie's interview with Joe Rogan, and he was saying that with the King Arthur, it's not about it on the surface level. It's like, okay, I'm watching a movie, but he's all about like layers, right? Like you're layering messages, and there was a lot of good positive messages in this movie. They were there in the cartoon, but like they were there for this one as well.
Right.
And like they were pretty layered in this one. And I was like, oh, okay, that's probably why Guy Ritchie chose it. Because he's like, I get to tell my motivational talk to like a mass generation.
Right.
You know, so maybe that's why he took it. I
maybe.
think, you know, but like, it was just, yeah. There's a lot of messages in there.
But that's with any Disney movie that they do, right? They do have that, but you need to. I don't know. Either they picked actors that had the ability to do both, which was singing and dancing, and in that way.
I actually had never seen these people before.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Well, these are. I think they're from the UK. I know the girl is from UK. I think I've seen her in something.
Okay, I've heard her name before.
Yeah.
Naomi something Watts.
I don't know.
Yeah, anyways, so yeah.
This is how much we do research. But I didn't. I don't know. What about the whole Jafar thing? I thought the whole.
Oh my god, that was
the
so
snake
brutal.
staff thing didn't work
looks
for
so
me.
fake.
Oh man.
The staff looks so fake. And then when he's like, the staff, and he grabbed it and he smashed it, I was like, oh my god, why are you slow-moing it?
Oh yeah.
What are you doing? This is so awkward. The only Guy Ritchie-ish moment I saw was when they pushed Aladdin out the window and then he was like tumbling backwards in slow-mo. I was like, oh, okay. Like, I don't even think that's what happened in the movie.
No, that did not happen
in the original. Right?
No.
No. So then when I saw that, I was like, oh, that felt very Guy Ritchie, him like tumbling backwards.
Yeah, that did have that. Yes, that's true. That
was the only moment. I was like, oh, Guy Ritchie.
moment.
And then I was like, all right,
because that was something that was not part of, I don't know, something original, I guess.
Maybe they had like a really tight leash on Guy Ritchie's like creative.
I think that Disney, yeah.
Should have just picked someone else.
I know.
Like,
I don't know why.
Like King Arthur was, I loved King Arthur. Like that was like a good way to put like I'm probably gonna watch it again now that I'm thinking about it. But like that was a really good way to like put. Wow, I'm really thinking about that movie now. I'm like, that was a really good movie. That was a really good way to put like an ancient tale with a Guy Ritchie twist, where it's like very gangstery.
Yeah.
You know, I really like that about that movie.
Yeah.
There was no Guy Ritchie in this movie.
Yeah, nothing like that. I don't know why. I mean, that's true. Why did they choose Guy Ritchie if not that?
Yo,
'Cause that's
why
all
did you
was
choose Guy Ritchie?
his
There's
film.
no point in choosing
Yeah.
Guy Ritchie.
Yeah.
Could choose anyone else.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah. I mean, Will Smith, did a really good job, I would say. I think.
Oh yeah, he was awesome. I really liked his
I wanted to
performance.
see more and more of just the genie antics.
Yeah, true.
But there's so much that they can really do, right?
You know what I was thinking? Like, I saw this movie, Jinn, DJINN. So, like, a genie is a jinn in those, in that, like, Arabic world.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually really evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
It's supposed to be like they're part of the devil or something.
Yeah. So I thought it was really funny when he's like, I just want my freedom. And then he's like, I'll wish for your freedom, genie. And I was like... if you wish for his freedom, he'd probably take over the world because he has omnipotent power.
All right.
But yeah. Or maybe Jafar, and when Jafar became a genie, well, let me finish that first thought. Maybe Jafar became the jinn that we all know. That's why he's like evil.
So it's the original story for.
He was the original jinn.
The jinn.
And then, so when they were making Jafar a genie, they didn't specify that. He just said, I want to be the most powerful being. And it's like, okay.
What do you mean they didn't specify that?
He didn't say, I want to be a genie.
No, but in the
first movie he said that. In the anime.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he said that in the animation.
Okay.
Like, he's
Well,
like,
I think
I want to be
they
I want to be
alluded
as powerful as a genie.
But they alluded to that when Genie was introducing himself to Aladdin.
What?
Of what's more powerful than the next.
Okay, and what is?
And Genie was the most powerful.
Oh.
So they already that's why I knew that was.
Oh, I see.
So they alluded to that, right? So there was.
But in the animation, I'm
it's
pretty
like-
sure he said, "I want to be a genie."
Yeah, maybe in the animation, but I think in that part it still made sense to me. I knew.
I thought that was kind of weird. I was like,
No, I mean I knew why he said it that way. I think if he said that I want to be the genie, I think he would know the faults of a genie.
Right. Oh, I see. So they're trying to be clever about it.
I guess. Whatever they can try.
I
don't know.
I like how, speaking of clever, I like his first. I like the parkour, by the way, but I liked his first. The first wish to get me out of here. He didn't actually rub the lamp.
No.
That was clever.
Yeah. But that's the same thing in the other one too, right?
I think so. Yeah. I like the parkour though. When he was doing like the running, I was like, this is pretty creative. It's funny watching that. It reminded me of like watching it as a kid and being like, oh, anti-society.
Right.
And then we watched The Matrix, which came out a little later during adolescence, and it was like they were just trying to fuel you with like, think for yourself, don't be like everyone else.
Yeah.
You know?
So this is what we grew up in that sense, as you were saying.
But it's very yin yang, right? So like that was because the people of the '60s, the flower power, were the people who created these Disney movies, right? So it's like they were like, okay, we went through so much war, so now we have the flower power, and now we're gonna like make the next generation better. And then our generation right now, like we went through it, but then the next generation after us became like very addicted to social media and like, you know, like that's why you're getting these like these rappers that are like superficial.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm sure it's going to go back to like, okay, we need to change this. Like, that's just how the world works, right? It's like very back and forth, like flux and flow, yin yang. So.
A wave.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So it just reminded me, like watching that again, I was like, oh yeah, like it was very like speak for yourself, think for yourself kind of thing. I like that. Okay, so what didn't we like? Okay. Everything.
I think so.
I think the acting could have been better.
Yeah. But I
did like the dancing though, so that's back to what we liked.
Yeah, I mean there was I mean there's a lot of things I didn't like, but like it's hard to pick out. Like I can pick out easily what the stuff I did like versus when the whole movie's bad.
Right, because it's very few and far between.
Yeah.
So you're like, you knew which one. But like to say what didn't you like, it's like saying like, what did you eat for the last month? It's like, I ate so much, I don't know.
Yeah,
you know.
Like,
I get what you're saying.
Like I mean, the only things I liked were with the Will Smith. I remember that with the dancing thing, which was really funny.
When he was like making
when he was
dance,
moving, when he was making him dance. I thought that was funny.
I like that Will Smith liked that girl, the handmaid.
Oh yeah.
It's funny though, because like Tara's watching The Handmaid's Tale, and when he said
handmaid,
I was like, it's like a handmaid. What's going on right now?
Right.
I like that everyone wasn't like a model. That was kind of cool too. Like their like appearance wasn't very like model-y.
Right.
Like you know what I mean? Like
yeah. Never. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, they were trying to break that stereotype as well.
I mean, yeah.
What could have made this movie better?
A bit. I don't know. I mean,
I think like a more Guy Ritchie take would have been really cool.
Yeah.
I think if it was a darker tone, but then if it was a darker tone, then you couldn't get the kids, so it was like toss
up. You don't have to make it so dark, though. I mean,
just a little more realistic would be cool.
A bit more realistic. The movements, the action, because you felt like a lot of those were just set pieces.
Yeah,
they didn't feel like a real world.
Yeah, true. It really did feel like a play. That's a great analogy.
Yeah, that's exactly what
we
it
watched
was
a play in a movie.
Yeah.
But not in a cool way, in more of like you just recorded this.
Yeah, on a.
You know, you just like let us watch it. It wasn't like, yeah. Right. You think Lion King's gonna be good? I hope.
I think so.
I felt really bad after this one.
That's true. But I think this one, The Lion King is a little bit more different. It does have a darker tone,
right?
Because of the characters. And it's animated too, right? So I mean, live action / animated, whatever it is. But so it's a whole different type of ball game. It doesn't feel like a set piece.
True. Yeah, for sure.
Right. Yeah. So I was thinking that would Lion King be bad too? But I'm still hoping it isn't. I just think that this may have been a bad choice or a bad angle that they decided to take for Aladdin. Yeah, because I mean they do a lot of different things. So maybe they tested their waters on this and it didn't work out.
Right.
I mean for me, I think it'll still do well, in the general sense, because it's Aladdin.
Yeah, true.
Right. So.
Oh, I guess we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else? Feels like a short one.
I really feel like this is not much really to say. I think you don't really need to watch this movie.
I agree. Go watch a better Guy Ritchie movie.
Yeah, so exactly. Your intentions was Guy Ritchie, and if you're thinking that, then don't go.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Yes. If you're thinking that it's going to be a Guy Ritchie movie, don't go.
Yeah.
But if you are expecting it to be a cheese fest,
if you're in it for the song and dance, go for it.
I still felt the same emotions for I Can Show You the World.
So there
I was
were,
like, oh,
so
that was
there
really
are
good.
exactly. Yeah. So that's a good point too. I mean, there were iconic songs which were those,
Yeah, really well done.
which
I
is
was
really
like,
well
that's
done,
cool.
and I really liked the genie one.
I guess, yeah, true. I guess what they were trying to do for the realism was like show, because she liked watching the people.
Yeah.
Remember, like she's like, oh, my people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really trying to think of ways to save this, but yeah, this is a hard one.
It's hard. It's hard. I don't know how else to save it. I mean, these are for me. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know what for us, or at least I don't know what to say. That would.
That would constitute a higher score. Well, actually, you know what? I'm gonna change my score at the end of this.
Oh, okay.
The discussion.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So final score.
I'm gonna stick with the 5.
I'm gonna give it 4. It went up.
So it's
It's
4.
very rare.
Okay.
So it's 4.5.
All right. What was your reason for going up?
Because I was like, yeah, it's not intolerable.
Okay.
Like a 3 is like it's intolerable, but it's
Yeah.
tolerable. You know what I mean? It's
guess.
like it wasn't like, it felt like an Aquaman, but Aquaman felt way worse than this.
Okay. I thought. Okay.
You liked Aquaman better? I hated Aquaman. Sorry, I love you, Jason Momoa, though. But no, I really didn't like Aquaman at all.
It's the same on the same scale, I would say, for me. Yeah. I don't remember what I
like,
gave Aquaman.
Watching Aquaman was like, I want to slit my wrists.
Wow.
But but watching this one was like, okay, hey, oh, an iconic song. I'm like, okay, cool.
All right, so I guess.
So that's why I'm like,
see,
okay, 4. You know,
I
like,
see,
oh,
I
this
see,
is,
I see.
I remember this.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that was a funny part. Like the genie part, like that one section when they first entered Agrabah, I was crying. I was like elbowing my sister with laughter. We were both elbowing each other. It was so funny. So it's like, but Aquaman didn't have any of those moments. I was just like, please let me die. It was like so long.
Right.
It felt long, and why am I here?
Mm.
You know, I tried to sleep, but I couldn't sleep.
Okay.
But in this one, I was like waiting for the iconic moments, or maybe I was waiting for it to get better, and it just never did.
Okay.
So, yeah. So final score 4.5.
And 5.
Wait for this for Netflix. If you have children, if you don't have children, just pass on by.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. It's funny we did this movie before doing the Vice movie review. So I gotta do that one.
Yeah. I gotta take notes on that one.
I know what you were saying, but all right. Till next time. Same bad channel. Same. Don't watch this movie.
Yeah. No, don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Till next time. Take it easy.
Easy peasy.
Genie. Bye.
Okay. Bye.